Hello, everybody. Welcome to Secrets, Conspiracies, all in the land of Blarney. And all in the form of a public hangout. But anyway, benefiting my inner circle aside, we are here in Sept of the Red Branch. The inner corridors and various rooms that extend from the fire hall to the proper Macnessa Castle is something that many don't appreciate until they've traveled the distance. When you move between delivering reports, delivering things that are handed off, you realize the proper scope of what the Sept has done. Old tourist castles, well, they have visitors, but not this one. Has been deemed, as they quite put it, national heritage, which means no visitors over fear of things being erased or things being damaged, which has given the Gru Nation plenty of time to refurnish things. So things are like they seem. Some halls are like they are on the more outside, but the inner halls are rich and tapestrized and things. Well, they're quite storied and where old things are, conspiracy, plotting, rumors, planning is a bust. And many different things are organized. So you're all here for various reasons, some more genuine than others. Some have opportunity that they need to do. Others are being themselves and delivering off, things to get planned because you've got a lot of information. You need to do this. And some are curious about what really goes on in as they're called, the halls of the lion. And so we're going to start off wherever you choose. There is the outer halls, which are the more publicly known ones. They are, again, they serve a reason. And I emphasize that. To the public, to any, this may be a protectorate, but it's almost part of the illusion. And a lot of people are there. People come in and out. Some are coming from the fire hall. Some are going down into direction towards the Mactag Manor. Some are, the Wormfoe holds her halls just outside the fire hall here, the public halls. For example, if you're looking for, say, the True Catcher, you got to go to the inner halls. It's all interlayered and arranged. But you're all here for your different reasons. I won't tell you why. You can make that up for yourself. I know why one of you is here, but that's beside the point. So wherever my PCs are starting, they are starting. But for those who out on the outside, they will see some familiar faces. Definitely these two. Definitely, and it make no surprise that the Macnessa is wandering around the Macnessa Hall of all things. But, these two together are very much a social tour de force, really. Chatting to various crew who pass by. Some move in, some don't. Some, it's always a myriad to see the highborn kinfolk, particularly Lady Macnessa. She just has a presence about her that even some of the Gru kind of get flushed about. And as well, there is there seem to be chatting for now. It is the Lady Mactaig, Eve, along with Delaney and Gravelwalk. They seem to be having a pleasant conversation enough. It started out here. Who knows, maybe it might go into the more inner halls. And, well, in the inner halls, whoever's there, well, I'll get to you in a while. So who's starting where, who's doing what, make up your minds now, and I will hold that decision as final.
Right, this depends entirely on the circumstances. So I know Fiac wanted a copy of everything Sean had found, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Which has been covered in my blue booking. What Bob can't remember is if Fiac was planning to make the case himself or if he wanted Sean to.
He'll probably bring you if you want to go with him. He won't say no.
Oh, he'll absolutely go with him. He likes helping Fiac out.
Fiac won't say no. You're the one who got the information after all. He's not going to try to fuck you over on it. Fiac's a good guy like that.
Absolutely. No, I mean, for Sean's part, he's just trying to help the guy.
Yeah. If Sean wants to go with Fiac, he's more than happy to oblige. He'll be like, yeah, sure.
Sounds like a very Sean thing to do. Yeah.
So yeah, Fiac is pretty chill. He's a bit nervous because you both have a lot of information to be dropping on Nesta's lap. You know what I mean? So there's that kind of, I wouldn't call it like, oh God, we're going to get in trouble. It's a mix of excited and, oh Jesus, this is a lot,
a big deal. And it's a lot to keep track of.
So you kind of start out on the outer corridor. You're kind of walking in. You will see Fiek's sister and Fiona. Fiek himself is, he's carrying the bundle. I imagine you have one bundle, he has another. It's kind of that coordinated team effort here.
It's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of shit. So you kind of attract the attention of the ladies because let's be real, you two bundling in with a, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like it's pretty eye catching no matter what you
even
do.
like the three over there kind of look over like, what in the fuck? You know what I mean? But it is the two ladies who greet you first. I mean, all smiles and pleasantness. Fiona does have that way about her, and she's like, Sean, Fiek, you doing a geological survey or something?
Kind of in a roundabout way, you might be right about that, but it's something a little more important than surveying.
Oh, I'm sorry if I'm getting in your way.
I know, it's fine. It's a wide hallway. It doesn't hurt me to say hello.
You're going to the warm floor or the...
Yeah.
I believe someone is in there with her at the minute, but, she kind of points to, like, there's, like, benches and shit.
Oh, you're a lifesaver. And fucking Sean finally...
Yeah, Fiek walks over like,
I don't have to do this. Yeah,
Fiek sits down like, mother of Jesus Christ. Dunk.
I know. It's a lot. Imagine looks like that when I was fucking copying all this down.
Yeah, Angela folded her arms watching the two of you just like, what the fuck were you two doing?
Well, we had to lug this all the way from the manor to here.
Alright. So, what, did you find the Holy Grail or something?
I hope not.
And just smirks. Why, you're not cutting out to be an Arthurian knight, Sean?
Well, I mean, that would present a real conflict of interest considering that they were in England and I'm a knight of the Red Branch.
I mean, I suppose. I feel no lean over. The Red Branch Knights weren't named after the Celtic Knights, so you could be one of those, Phil McCool and all them. So, it wouldn't be a bad thing.
Sean looks interested, but it should be obvious to two perfectly intelligent kinfolk that they have taken an airplane and Sean's knowledge of history has become flyover country.
I think it's who the founder of the Sept named him after.
Oh.
It's to revitalize. That's what some of the banners were. It's the old banners, you see. It's pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, it does sound interesting.
I believe if you go to the Magtag Manor, there's documents of how the founders took this Sept.
Looks at Fiek, who lives there.
Big nods. Yeah, Sonia does a tour.
Nods.
Oh, yeah, she's very good at it.
I'll keep that in mind when I finally got, time.
Fiona
kind of
smiles.
awkwardly rubs the back of his head like, I don't sleep.
Fiona smiles. How are you doing, Sean? I saw you at the ceremony. You look very dashing.
Thanks. I'm a busy guy. It's good to be busy. It means I ain't just laying around getting fat and whatnot.
Can Crew even get fat?
I don't want to be the first one to do it.
That gets a chuckle out of the Mac Nessa. Even Angela's like, that was pretty funny. All right, I give you that one, you awkward fuck. Look around. I don't suppose. Have you seen your Ragabash around lately?
Lately, no. He had something. He had something he had to do. If you get my meaning.
Oh, of course. She gives that that kinfolk obviously.
Guru shit. You don't want to go into detail about.
Yeah.
He's like that. The poor guy. Probably the busy of us is all. I'll be lucky if I see him once a week.
Yes, he did. Last time I talked to him, he said he was busy with something.
But if there's anything you might want to say to him, I can pass it along.
Oh, no, I was curious. He mentioned you all were doing some work and, you know.
I understand. Well, he wasn't wrong. We are doing a lot. Just doing our part and all.
It's good. She gives that kind of like, yeah, no, it's, she smiles. Angela just smirks at this whole thing. Because, oh, Sean, you awkward son of a bitch. This is beautiful to watch you
Doesn't.
fumble.
So not only is Sean fumbling, but Angela, savvy mind, understands that Sean does not know what he's being asked.
Oh, yeah, she's just smirking, watching this whole exchange. Like, man, you're missing the ball big time, champ.
He might not even know that there was a ball to begin with.
I was wondering if he did mention that you were looking to form, friendships and all that.
Yeah, he did say something along those lines, and I've said things along those lines. A lot of spirit of friendship and what have you.
Well, with your rank jump, I don't want to sound this pretentious. She gives this like, I don't mean to be pretentious. It's kind of, well, my uncle has taken an interest, and, I do a lot of dealings with my uncle. You can imagine him being the warder and me being the position I am and all that.
Yeah, Sean, here's the thing, because of her uncle's rep, just mentioning him causes Sean and maybe even Fiek to start physically straightening unconsciously.
Fiek kind of gets a bit sweaty, yeah. Fiek's sweaty because fucking Tristan McNess, you haven't seen him, you've interacted with him maybe once or twice, but that motherfucker is everywhere.
Yeah, the warder, Sean has interacted with him literally one time.
Yeah. But he's got a rep on him that even Nessa answers to him, so fuck. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he has now been mentioned, and Sean is like, taking an interest.
Your pack has been at the forefront of several activities, along with the Wild Lords and the Children of the Oak. And if it would be applicable, if you, your beta, or even Maeve, if you want to bring her, or at all around at any point, you would like to meet.
Well, far be it from me to ever deny the warder a meeting. I'll get there as soon as I can.
It's whenever you find convenient. Just head into the inner corridors. It's 4 doors down, and knock twice.
Absolutely. Well, considering I'm going to be in the area after I finish this meeting,
I could collect you if you're not bit. She kind of gestures after the meeting if you like, if you feel a bit daunted.
I wouldn't mind the company. You are extending a hand here.
Oh, of course. Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't mind. People often get lost.
And he looks at the corridors like, I can't really characterize the sound, but it's kind of that rising chorus of long hallways of, I can see how that had happened.
Someone died in here and they didn't find her for a whole day. Sean.
For like a fucking day.
A day. Like, I'm not even fucking funny, man. Someone died and they didn't find her for a whole day. It's that deep.
Yeah, that occurs to Sean because he had to go through there once and he got lost.
Yeah, exactly. You and Runa looked around one corner, were like, fuck. Do you know what I mean?
Runa, where are we? I don't know. The path is blocked. We're going to die down here.
So many fucking corridors. But I wouldn't, Julian, I wouldn't take this out of anything sort of, punishment-wise or anything. He does this with packs that have, particularly if they start as Oakleaf and begin to rise up in Fostern, it's usually the sign that you are earning your place. He meets and he organizes a few things, and it's easier for everybody to slide their role in.
I see. Well, I appreciate it, especially you saving me the trouble getting lost here again.
Oh, we Magnesses always help those who are willing to do service. It is part of who we are, and if we didn't, well, we could not ask the Sept to do the same.
Well, it's appreciated all the same, especially after that time I got lost here for like 4 hours.
You weren't the only one, Sean.
to the flashback to like two runes making panicked honking noises till they were Marco Polo'd out.
Just Dermot walking over and donking both of you on the head and leading you back out.
Idiots!
Fools!
Fool of a took.
But when you're done with the meeting with Nessa, just she points to the bench at your hand. Just wait here, and I'll get to you as soon as I can.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
She gives you like a little polite smile again. Fiona is really pleasant. She's just easy to get on with. She has that vibe about her. Very different to her brother. Her brother's very stoic, but Fiona, no, yeah, she's lovely.
Sean and Daniel are weird. They're weird about each other.
But no, compared to Daniel, Sean, she's just very easygoing, very just calm. She's very calming.
Yeah, she does have that effect. He's noticed that before. Well, as such, I mean, he's pretty more easygoing than normal, which is it all. Even with the prospect of meeting with the warder, whether for good or ill. So he at least starts to get his shit back together.
And as the ladies get up and Andrew does the dry like bye Sean, bye Fake, and Fake's like bye Angela. You know what I mean?
Sean genuinely waves, bye Angela.
Fucking, you walk off and Fake will look over. You checking out the Lady Nessa?
No.
I mean, you wouldn't go. I wouldn't blame you.
I mean, I understand the basic idea here, but that's I'm like a semi-professional baseball team, and that's the major leagues.
I wouldn't blame you, Sean. Nice lady like that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure nobody would blame me, but still.
But I if I could, jeez, mother of mercy.
Is there something physically stopping you?
Lady Nessa. Look over like.
Yeah. Right after my point about the pastime of baseball.
Yeah, but Sean, you're in a room. You're big and muscly.
I understand that.
I'm an itsy bitsy little ragabash. Itsy bitsy.
You've got your better qualities. You've got cheekbones.
I do. I have fabulous cheekbones.
And very nice hair.
Oh, thank you.
You're a snappy dresser as well, and you have a brain.
I do dress well. I get the little, makes my arse look great.
And you're from a nice family.
Oh, we're all right. We're a bit loud.
So there you go. You've got a lot of fine qualities.
Besides,
don't be so down on yourself.
If I fucking hit on Fiona, my sister would never, ever, ever, ever let me live it down.
I mean, it's not about living it down. That's just some jolly encouragement.
You see, Sean, you're better. I think you're better with women than I am.
What makes you say that?
Do women come and talk to you about shit?
I mean, that's just because I'm not a fucking look. One of the things that I guess annoys women is that even when they're just talking to a guy, right? Mm-hmm. That guy is already doing the fucking quadratic equations of trying to get into their pants, and it's very plain on y'all's faces. They don't always want that. Now, sometimes that is exactly what they want to happen, but it is not always. And I'm so fucking busy all the time that I don't even have the equations going.
So I hide the fact that they want to get into their pants. It's not a bad idea.
Or just think about something else while you're talking to them, like what they're saying, for instance.
Not a bad idea, Sean.
Yeah, they want to know that you want to know who they are and not just what's going on down there, because I could open a textbook and show you what's going on down there.
So you hide it all in there, yeah.
And maybe for the long term, get to know them as a person. Might help for any long-term endeavors.
Oh, yeah, all that,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. yeah, of course I want to get to know them.
Sure.
Sean, that's a 19-year-old. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Woo!
I mean, the only thing that's guarding Sean is the fact that he's just not interested to begin with.
Oh, yeah, I totally want to get to know them, Sean. I mean, I'm a sensitive guy. Yeah, very sensitive.
Well, we are Fiona. We're very sensitive people.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah. Gotta be thinking about the positive things.
oh, yeah, I do. All the time.
Plus, women like it when you notice details that aren't the biddies.
Just a nod, like, ah.
Like things they like or talk about and mention. Even things that they aren't necessarily conscious that they're like. Like, for instance, and this isn't totally applicable because of the first 10 in the litany, but I happen to know that there are certain shades of pink and certain shades of white, and there are shades of white, nobody can convince me otherwise, that Maeve, whether she knows it or not, favors. So if I'm going to get her something, it might be one of those shades. Taps his temple. Gotta think about these things.
Oh, keep that in mind.
Torn up, I'm fucking dying.
Then the door opens, Sean.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, how long has she just been listening to this?
And the man steps out. If you go down to the behind enemy lines, it is 3-point swing that you'll see. But he just steps out. Not
I don't
not seen
think
before,
Sean's
but
like personally met him.
no, you have not.
Yeah, Sean has literally never met this person. I think Maeve actually did.
No, Maeve has never met him either.
Really?
None of you met
Okay, I must have
3-point.
mistaken him for somebody else.
None of you have met 3-point swing.
Okay. Very cool. I'll keep that face in mind. I know what
Yeah.
movie it's from.
Yeah, he walks in real calm, pops a cigarette in his mouth, and he just looks at the two of you, standing there with a bunch of files, raising an eyebrow. Gents,
Fella.
no, just pops a cigarette in his mouth, real calm. He starts walking down the laneway. If you could look over, who the fuck is that guy?
I have no fucking idea. That's why I stuck with Fella. I wasn't even sure he was a player. But in the great lottery of guessing whether or not someone was a Raya, we seem to have scored. That's 20 minutes of our life we get to keep.
Oh yeah, you just hear, enter. You know you. Huey,
These two
Dewey,
fucking hobbits.
Yeah, Huey and Dewey come in with their fucking mounds of information. And you just see Nessa just stare. This, as Fia kicks the door closed and you both sit down awkwardly, Nessa just stares at you from the desk.
Raya, we've gathered a considerable amount of information concerning the creatures that raided Brook's Rest.
She looks at leans back like with the looking at the files. Evidently.
Now, contained here is a map, complete notes about their habits, what they've been seen to be up to, who their leaders look like, and the roles that those leaders might fulfill, along with ways to approach where they are and their likely patrols. Got a very good idea of their numbers, but not a perfect idea.
Show me these.
Yeah, so Sean, Nessa has a big table, but that table is about to just become Sean's case.
Yeah. Secretary Fiak opens up the whole thing.
Let's be real, they probably rehearsed how to lay these out.
Yep. Don't you lift up some of the photographs, leaning and examining them, And who got these?
My Ragabash with I believe some help from one of his kinfolk that works with the Maritime.
I see. Your Agabash got this. Like, look at Sean. Just look at Sean. Like, I mean, she's looking at the photo, but she'll like look over, like, oh shit, really? Do you know what I mean?
And here's the deal, Torna.
Mm-hmm.
Sean believes that
Oh yeah.
because, like, logically, Layla in his mind is a normal kinfolk who couldn't have possibly gotten as close as these pictures would have demanded her to get. So she
Oh, yeah.
probably just pointed Seamus in the right direction.
Yep.
Makes perfect Guru sense. So I can tell you, for the purpose of any gifts or any roles, Sean 100% believes what he is saying.
Oh yeah, no, Nessa just like looks surprised, looks at Sean, sees the Arun is telling the truth, and just nods to herself like, huh. Well, it seems I've underestimated the young man.
Now, we also have some notes from a prior encounter with other creatures that we think are associated with this. Some of them apparently have, Fiak, what was the word? They have Giases bound to them that can break weapons, do all kinds of nasty things.
Some form of it, yes. And, you know, he'll go into detail, and Nessa nods, leaning back. All right, and what else?
Well, the absolute worst that they have in terms of bound creatures is it's been described by a dying spirit as looking like a large armored cat. This thing left at least a mile worth of ash in the forests up on the cliff that's here on the map. Those spirits, as far as my Thayers can tell, aren't going to recycle. This thing just leaves nothing but ashes wherever it goes.
Yeah, she lifts her head up at that, like, what? You know, it's not, okay.
In addition, just from the encounters that I have had during the original raid and what the Soul Kinfolk survivor has told me, I think something about the horn that's mentioned in notes here and here can force shifts into the Umbra. Because from what the Kinfolk told me, he was at least temporarily in the Umbra. Our pack got forced as well, but we had thought we'd just slip that way. Very thin gauntlet up there.
I see. This is most concerning. The only issue is diverting forces off the Red Remnants would result in another attack if we let them up. She leans back. So, both of you have presented me with a lot of information. I'm not asking you to do my job for me. I'm asking, what are you suggesting? Because you're obviously building to a point.
It's our genuine belief that these containers that they're bringing in, as well as the cargo, are leading to something.
Mm-hmm.
And considering that we've already seen what some completed Wormish rituals look like in this area, allowing them to finish unmolested would spell disaster for that region.
Well, that's correct. That is correct. This is excellent work from both of you. Excellent work. She nods. You can see she's already rubbing her face. How many people do you have that you can afford that won't compromise my forces?
Well, as you already know, Ryan, my pack goes to whatever front line they're needed at.
Fiak nods. I could easily have divert with Rory to lend the Wild Lords the assistance. She leans back. Is there any other pack that you would have in mind, Sean? Or Fiak? Fiak kind of, you can see Fiak like genuinely ponder, like,
Sean thinks about it and eventually says, so the problem for me is that I don't know where you've put the various packs on Sept or how badly they need to be there.
Well, she stands up out of the chair and walks over towards like a board and flips it over. Realistically, she points. There is a stag with a bow and arrow intertwined in it. You can tell that's fucking Hearn. There's the one with a stag. There is one with a boar. There is one with a honey badger. Let me just make sure I'm getting all these people. There's one that looks like a tornado, fox, and there is one with a raccoon. All sorts of
friends
variety.
that like what?
So she points at the city of Galway and she puts the raccoon in the city, and she points the fox in between the city and the set. She puts the honey badger out towards where the castle border is. But you could guess that's where the primal are, man.
Yeah.
She also puts, let me just double check all my shit. Typhoon, she puts there as well. Now, the most difficult part is I had originally planned to have the Children of the Oak or the Wild Lords help in the retaking of the castle, or at least harassing it. And judging from your information that you've all been supplying, we need to start running down people. Now, you say you have a serious threat. And from the evidence you're presenting, it is. You now have your pack. She like moves the boar away, like yep. Fiek's pack. Yep. She puts it on the side of the other side of the board, you know what I mean? Little tokens. This leaves me with the Children of the Oak. Now, Sean, Fiek, realistically, would you need them, or do I commit them to gestures at any piece of the board? You know what I mean?
Yeah, Sean kind of like looks at, he is beginning to understand like the serious math problem that Nessa's dealing with.
Yeah, she's like, fuck,
Like,
where do I...
This is a fucking rock and a hard place here.
Yeah, exactly. Even Fiek, like, for all his biases, is like, oh shit, that is fucking awkward. Fuck me. Like, he folds his arms looking at it like,
Realistically speaking, while it would be good to kill every last one of them, and I would love it, what we would, as a minimum objective, need to do is interrupt whatever they're doing there. In terms of a general harassment, which we've pulled off with 2 packs before, it's realistic that Boar and Stag could pull it off, or at least buy us the time we need.
Fiek, I agree with Sean.
Yeah, because Nessa's kind of made it clear that like the Children of the Oak are the only pack that even could be pulled. Period.
Yeah, Children of the Oak, and that is not a bad pack to have. Hearn, not a bad pack.
It's not a bad pack to have, but Sean doesn't want to get people killed during a castle assault by pulling them. Is the reasoning here?
Very well. I will need one force to guard Sept or oversee the harassment. The harassment will begin that. Right? You can see she's planning. It's like, all right, I'm going to keep the Children of the Oak here, and you can literally see her planning various things.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to keep Sasha and Albert together because these two will come up with creative ways to fuck over the Spirals without a direct assault just yet. You know, it's that type of planning. It is very careful planning what she's doing. Oh, I need to come. Very well. Consider the matter under both of your purview. Sean, since you have the rank, you are the Alpha Fiek, you are the Beta. No question. Anyone who disputes that, they will refer them to me as a personal challenge.
Sean nods.
Yeah, Fiek's like, yeah, cool. I don't have a fucking problem with that. Do you know what I mean? Ooh! Oh, shit. All right. Do you know what I mean? Imagine even Sean's like, man, that's...
Huh.
Do what you can, but do not do any suicidal charges in. Harass as much as you can, disrupt as much as you can. I want to make sure that we can at least figure out what exactly is going on before we make any considerable moves. Rory, while he may be having the rank, I will keep Rory as my second in terms of advisements on the spirals. You look at Fiak and he's like, yeah, Cackling Thunder will be joining you, Sean.
Sean nods. That's a good guy to have around.
Rory is taking a more personal matter. It is not that he does not wish to work with any of you. It is more he is invested personally, and he kind of gives that. Yeah.
I was at the castle. I understand.
But when you handle the problem, I'm sure we will all be working together just fine. Tell your Ragabash. She leans over, expect. And it's just like it's like, are these copies or the originals?
These are copies.
Beautiful. I will hold on to these. Tell your
Sean did make copies. He invested a lot of time.
He did. Tell your Ragabash that should he complete what I hear he is assisting the Fox Pack with, tell him that when you think it's appropriate, that I wish to see him for a ceremony.
Understood, right?
Yeah, I do not know what he's agreed to do with Gravel Walk, but Gravel Walk has told me it is some sort of mission. She kind of gives that Ragabash things. I know the details of what they're attempting to do.
Yeah, they never quite tell us everything until it happened.
It is in the nature of it. The more people involved, the less likely it is to go wrong. That is what I can tell you.
Just nods. He trusts her.
But know that he is not deliberately leaving you all in the dark. I can tell you that from absolute certainty. It is more delicate, and the veil needs to be kept under strict mind. Unfortunately, this is not the work for our auspice. It gives that kind of
Yeah.
Nephew just kind of nods around. I was like, oh, I see what he's doing. Okay. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Other than that, excellent work, both of you. Excellent work.
Thank you,
Fiak, you be present at that ceremony. Come more matters of investigation for this also. Your Theurge Maeve, I will judge her merit based on what she does in this mission, whatever you decide to do.
He nods.
And her continued efforts during the Red Remnants, obviously, which I will say to both of you. She kind of leans forward over the table with that Nessa stare.
Oh, God.
That is the Sep's primary focus of war. Do not forget.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Gather what you can, pick whatever forces you need, and begin whatever operations you plan. I want it planned out and I want it disrupted, and then we can figure out once the spiral issue is crushed. We will take a more of aggressive stance. For now, I want you to keep them weak.
Understood.
Fiak, you may leave for a minute. I want to talk to Sean privately. Fiak's like, yeah, cool. He kind of awkwardly fucks off. You know what I mean? So Sean, you are left with Big Mom. You're left with Big Dragon. She kind of sits down. Still reading some of the things. Do gesture for you to sit down as well. Just like play.
He'll sit.
It has come to my understanding that you have a new packmate.
Yes, right.
Not. It has also come to my understanding that your Theurge was involved in the attempt to assist the kinfolk. And that went awry.
So, Torna, I'm trying to figure out which attempt to assist the kinfolk.
Did Jane freak out?
Oh, yeah. Yes, right.
Not. I'm not going to press or punish. But I will stress, Sean, discretion and perhaps keeping those of interest involved might be the better part of valor in this case, particularly considering the circumstance.
So just so I get this right, she's signaling that like maybe we stop sticking our dicks in that.
No, it's more maybe you ask next time about doing
Yeah.
something risky with the kinfolk. Ask. Not don't
Yeah.
do it. Ask. Because, people have a vested interest, like say, Scars of the Mind, the Wild Lords.
Oh.
Don't go over people's heads. That's basically what she's saying in the most politest way she can.
Yes, right.
I'm not saying not to try. I'm encouraging every effort to make sure this kinfolk is rehabilitated. But bear in mind those who have a greater claim in doing so.
He just nods because she's not wrong.
Otherwise, continue the effort. This is just a polite encouragement. I'm not going to smack somebody's head in because they're trying to do the right thing.
Oh, that does give me some questions about a different kinfolk.
By all means, she kind of leans back.
Yeah, like he's actually doing that thing she stressed he'd do.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, if you really need to fucking ask her. I've been doing my best to look after Ian after what happened in Brooks Rest.
Ah, yes.
And
yes, it is difficult from what I hear.
at this point, I'm the only person he even like lets in the house.
Yes, I am well aware of the situation in that regard. Thankfully, he is at least talking to somebody.
Problem is, right? I don't know what to do. I know this is gonna sound a little hypocritical of me, but he drinks a lot more than I think his body can handle.
Considering what happened to him, it is not a surprise.
I know I can't fix what happened. I just don't want to watch the guy drink himself to death.
Well, do not approach it as fixing him. Would you like it if, say, you lost? Well, if we're going to get personal, let's get personal. Would you appreciate it if someone wanted to, quote unquote, fix you after Kara's death?
No.
Then don't approach it for him. There's nothing you can do to fix it. As you said yourself, it was a terrible crime. So, don't try and approach him like he's some sort of wound that needs binding, that needs immediate fixing, or he'll crumple. The man has grief. And from what I understand of the man, he is well used to dealing with grief in a certain way. Maybe start off with just being somebody he can at least rant to before you start trying to apply the therapy. You've gotten further than anybody with him.
Yeah, I am still not 100% sure why he lets me in, but he got pretty particular about that ever since I talked to him about what happened that night.
Soldiers often find camaraderie in those they recognize among themselves. From what I understand of Ian, he was a soldier.
Yes, he was.
So, we often form bonds of those who have seen the horrors of what we have seen. So,
he looks like he's taking this in.
Be a brother to him. Even hell, if he wants to drink, bring him out to the pub to drink. You're not taking anything
from the pub.
I know, but there is seats outside. They can't ban you from there.
To Nessa's credit, Sean looks like he didn't even know that.
She leans forward. That's how I cheat to get in. When I was your age.
I see.
It's the first time I was like, did the dragon just crack it? What?
Did she have a? She had a
Soul?
past before she was a fire-breathing dragon.
What?
What?
Lies.
Propaganda.
So, sit on the benches, or you go in and order the drink and bring it out to him. Sit there, chat to him, be your brother to him. I guarantee he'll have some results that you don't expect. Even if he does just talk about things or makes fun of your hair or do something with it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Raya.
Nod. Is there anything else?
Not that comes to mind.
Noddle.
Yeah. It's not like Sean's actively hiding something. I'm sure something's lurking in his subconscious, but he looks pretty forthright.
And Sean,
Attention locks on.
the packmate. Don't let her drag down your success. I'll be watching.
Yes, Raya.
He just gives a little nod and begins writing. You can see it's like, all right, I have a lot to read through and get through.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit.
Yeah, you can see her. She's literally already starting to like take down.
Yeah. And for all he knows, she does have seldom sleeps.
Working like a machine.
But now that he has been dismissed, he will go outside of the dragon's office and sit on the little bench.
Because
Which
they're
is-
like doing that awkward thumbs up, like, you okay? You did good? You okay? Eh?
Oh yeah, no. It was fine. She was just talking to me about a couple of things.
Alright, cool. You get your fucking face punch then.
No. I'll make sure I meet up with you when we work out the details of this. Probably tomorrow, depending on how long this next meeting I'm gonna be in goes.
Yeah. I'll get the boys.
Just so you know, me and my guys might have to like be gone for like a day, but that has to do with the Red Remnant stuff.
Yeah, he just gives a thumbs up.
I mean,
Yeah. I'll
Priorities.
I'll clue you in when the boys are ready and Nula and all that, and sure, we'll power it.
Yeah, we'll get a meeting going. We'll figure out what we're doing.
He just gives a little nod. All right, I better clear the fuck out. Backbash.
Sean, like the cheese, stands alone.
All right, so what are the other two gingers doing?
If you want to let Shayna have a quick go, because I know I
Alright.
will absorb you for a hot minute when I take my turn.
Shayna, which corridor are you in? Outer or inner?
Outer.
All right. You would have probably seen Sean and Fia go into the Wormfoes office, so I'm going to say that's at the time where they're in there already. So they are gone into Nessa's office. There is currently on the outside, there is Angela and Fiona. There is the Team Dream trio talking here. And there also is... Let's see. There is also... Just get them. You know what? Yeah, fuck it. We'll have double trouble.
Oh boy.
Why not? Why the fuck not? Where are you?
Whoever it is, do it.
I'm going to.
Lovely.
We have Team Gleaming Eye. And yeah, they're around at the minute.
You know, Shayna's actually gonna go check on Delaney? Because I think this is the first time she's seen her up and about since the raid.
Mm-hmm. Delaney is chatting to Gravel Walk along with this lady who, I'm going to put it like this. You know that's MacTag. The way they fucking look, that's MacTag.
Mhm.
MacTag. So yeah, you're approaching awkwardly.
Yeah.
You can hear some of the snippet. You hear Delaney. It's not a bad idea, Gravel Walk. What Eve suggests is... well, it could be for the good of many things. Gravel Walk. Oh, I know that, but MacTags always do seem to have something. And she's like, that I'm well aware of, but if we are to survive the oncoming things, we need to start banding together, Desmond. And they look over, and Delaney's the first to spot you, and so Gravel just leans back real casual, like thinking about something. An evil turn along with Delaney, like, oh, somebody's here.
Riot? Delaney? Lady McTagg? Nice to see you.
No, Gravel just gives a little nod.
It's good to see you up and about, Delaney.
Oh yeah, no, it is good to be up and about, working away.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it.
But she just gives a little polite smile. You can see she's like got some little bumps and bruises on her face. They don't heal as quickly as you guys do.
Mm-hmm.
I trust you're all right.
I'm doing well enough.
Well, that's good.
But well, what have you been working on?
Oh, me duties. Kin, we need to get them all somewhere to stay, somewhere to organize. It's yeah, keeping everybody moving. Eve has been most helpful with some of their monetary funds, organizing some houses for us. It may be the settled life, but to bed.
Yeah, Shayna will nod. Well, if there's anything I or my brother could do to help you, just let us know.
To be fair, Ryan, I don't want to bother you. You look like you don't have much money yourself. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to be rude, but we need houses, and places to sleep. And the sept has only so much to spare, To give that kind of apologetic, like, there's no, I'm kind of caught between a rock and a hard place.
I still have ties with my family back home. I'm sure they'd be willing to help if it was needed.
Back home, she kind of gives the like, oh,
Silver Tara.
that's a fair bit away. Yeah, she kind of gives that awkward, like, ooh. But any help could be appreciated, even if it's just a little.
I'll get in touch with my nan and see what we can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Gravelwalk has a suspicious look in his face, but Delaney seems alright. It's like, oh, every little helps. Eve, so far, is the practice neutral little face on her.
Mm-hmm. Well, aside from that, has anything interesting been going on that I've missed?
Oh, I mean, you're the guru. I imagine you're getting into all interesting shit. Lady smiled, and Eve just kind of shrugs. Everybody's a bit tense. It's very it's interesting to watch everything.
Yeah, it is.
Have you been getting up into anything?
Things here and there. I'm trying to put together a tale for the Therages right now, the ones who were working on cleansing the campsite.
They nod, like, oh, that's a tale you typically hear. You know, Delaney just nods.
Seems like a good way to honor their efforts and maybe make things here a little more hopeful, less tense.
Eve, do you think things are tense around? She kind of gives like that eye, like, oh.
Maybe it's just because I'm a guru. Then sometimes it feels like this is the calm before the storm.
Well, that's unfortunate anyway. I hope we can weather it. We, you know, like Danny nods. Gravwalk hasn't said shit. He's just watching, rubbing his bit of ginger black beard. Hope we can. And Eve will just say, "Hope we can weather it at least."
We can do more than weather it.
Well, hopefully, it's have to make sure everybody's there. I guess she kind of gives that nod, like, okay, whew.
We're Fianna. We don't give in to darkness and despair. Hope is one of our greatest weapons.
Do you think people are giving in to that? If you don't mind me asking. Like Delaney will kind of lean over, like, oh God.
I don't think anyone has yet. But bright spots. Or another good flash of light in the darkness. Feed people's hope.
I see. I imagine you as a, doesn't your family serve under the lion?
We do.
Oh, Evil nod. Delaney nods like, oh, very nice. So I imagine you are in regular contact with the Magnessa then, right?
Not as much as I should be.
Oh no. I hope everything's okay. Evil gives like a very genuine smile.
Shayna, she'll just. I've made mistakes. I'm working to rectify them.
Gravelwalk will lean over, just watching again as Eve like tilts her head. Made mistakes. Oh Jesus! I'm sorry to hear that. Right. I hope they weren't too serious.
She'll smile at Eve. It's nothing I won't be able to rectify.
She kind of gives this a little Again, she's a bright, very powerful looking voice on her, and Delaney will lean over. Did you fix it already, Raya? Because if you did, I'd love to hear the story about how you did that, because like redeeming yourself is pretty important, you know?
I'm not finished yet. But if you want the story when I'm done, I'll happily tell it.
You're not finished? Okay. You know, just not like, oh, okay, cool. You know, Eve will look over, and if you don't mind me asking, then since you're like, you know, gibbous moon like gravel walk right over here, what do you intend to do to finish it? In a broad perspective.
In a broad perspective,
Well, unless you don't want to tell me specific details, you know, I don't want to invade your business or anything.
yeah, she'll give a look to Gravel Walk.
Gravelworks is watching you guys just chat away. Chill as fuck. Watching.
Okay. Whew. And she'll turn back to Eve. Well, to be frank, Lady McTighe, I owe apologies. And formal apologies that require a gift. So the gift is what I'm working on now.
Have you got any ideas?
I do.
You know, she kind of looks over at Delaney with a smile, like Delaney even smiles. Oh, yeah, the gifts are very important, right? Yeah, you know, got to make sure you get the right thing. If you get the wrong thing, it looks really bad, you know.
Well, I believe the gift will be appreciated.
Do you need any advice, you know?
I got some advice from my packmate, Lady Mekfion.
Oh, yeah, no, I know her. Yeah, she's lovely. Delaney will lean over. Oh, yeah, no, Maeve, yeah, she's a nice girl, nice lass. But, no, I think what Eve was trying to say is, you know, particularly me, we've been on the set for a while. So, you know, we might be the best people to talk to about, you know, who sees what and who does that and that. Well, aside from Daniel's sister himself, but you don't want to go asking a MacTighe about a MacTighe, do you? Or Magnessa about a Magnessa, eh? You know, nudging Eve. You know, Delaney's easygoing as shit.
And she'll look at the two of them. Well, Torna.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't actually know this. Is it bad etiquette to go around telling other people what gift you're making or giving as part of a rite of contrition?
Yeah, yes, it doesn't. It doesn't. It depends on your perspective. To some, it would be considered a faux pas. To others, it wouldn't. You have 1 point in etiquette, so it depends on who you're talking to. Like that.
Right.
That is a very honest answer. It depends on who you're talking to.
Okay.
Now, Shayna knows that the MacTighes are a noble family. Delaney is not. Delaney is pretty chill. Delaney's a traveler family, so maybe it could be good to talk to a common folk. Noble depends on the noble relationship. That's a very honest answer. Maybe the MacTighe mightn't be the good idea, but Delaney definitely could be a good neutral option.
And so Shayna will smile and she'll say, well, I wouldn't want to take up any more time away from the matters of helping the kin, but you know, I'd be happy to chat with you some other time over tea. Delaney?
Oh, absolutely. No, I'd be most delighted. I mean, if you're not free, if you're not busy now, I could totally, you know, she kind of gestures off to one of the side corridors.
Oh, sure.
Then Delaney will walk on beside you.
Yeah, she'll, Shayna will walk away. She'll just, kind of quietly talk with the lady. I've been working on collecting tales of some of the deeds of the traveling folk and the children of the oak.
Oh, I see. And what deeds have you got on the Children of the Oak?
Well, right now I'm working on Rory's part in helping cleanse the land.
Okay. But look over, you do know Rory and the Children of the Oak aren't big fans of each other.
Oh no, it's not the children of the oak. It's Warrior's Pack is the Wild Lords. I messed that up. So, yeah, no. So it's not the children of the oak. It's the Wild Lords.
Mm-hmm.
And
So you're getting it for the...
I'm getting it for.
So you want to make... Hang on. So I get it right. You want the Wild Lords and my people tales, right?
Yes.
And you want to use these tales to impress the Macnessa?
No, the your people. I'm gathering tales about crafting a tale. To really show that your people, Delaney, are just as noble as any of the noble families on set.
Do you think we're not? That, we have to have tales told about us that way?
And it was a
Like,
request.
it's a fair question. It's a fair question. It's a fair question.
She'll look at it, Delaney. It was a request made by one of your people in exchange for horse.
Was this
she'll nod.
before and after you told the tale that made Podrin cut your finger off?
Oh, that was before.
So how'd you know the deal is still viable?
I
Actually,
don't.
that's just genuine looking over. Oh.
But it's still a deal I made. And I intend to honor it.
All right. So what's this got to do with honoring the MacTaig? Because, like, I appreciate the honoring the people. I'm not gonna, stir you off, But do you know what I'm saying?
Well, aside from Cackling Thunder and War Bastard being in his pack, I really insulted them.
Being who? In whose pack?
The Wild Lords in Roy's pack.
Okay. See, I'm asking about the MacTaig. You keep... Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. Just give a smile.
So, the gift I'm working on for them, it's a little book.
Do you think they'll accept it?
I think they will.
What makes you think that if you've insulted them that badly?
Well, I insulted them with an allegation based on a rumor I'd heard.
Right.
And it was something that called their honor into question. So...
Okay. So you think handing them a storybook will appease their honor? Is that right?
My intention is to have tales about the honorable deeds of each member of the pack. Put them in the book and have it be something that could be preserved in the library.
So you want to make a new book of tales, even though okay. So no, it's like all right, okay. Do you think you have the pool to be able to request it being put in the library?
I don't know, but that's definitely something I'm going to talk to Lady Sonia about. What I'll be presenting to them publicly in front of the fire hall is the book itself.
Oh, you're going to present it publicly. So would you not come to their home and do it there rather than make a big spectacle?
I asked Rory about that. He wanted it done in front of the fire hall.
Oh. What did he say exactly?
Sorry, what was that, Torna?
What did he say exactly?
Oh, um, now that I don't remember the exact wording of.
I mean, you could say that. Definitely. Or you could roll intelligence.
You know what? I'll make the roll.
All right.
Okay, you said intelligence, right?
Yes.
Just straight intelligence?
Yep.
All right.
All right. Yeah, he mentioned about doing this kind of publicly to, show that you actually can publicly give honor. Yeah, that's pretty much still along the lines of what Rory was saying.
Yeah, she'll Delaney. He said he wanted it done in front of the fire hall to show that I could publicly give honor.
Okay, no, nothing. So again, back to the original point. What's this got to do with the gift of the MacTag? Because so far it's not sorry, the MacNessa. So far it's been honoring the MacTag and us. Or is this like showing that you can honor everybody else, and that it's a general ability or something?
Shayna looked at Delaney. It's less about honoring the Magnessa specifically and more about honoring the Wild Lords.
Okay, so you want to appease the MacNessa by honoring the pack that has caused the Alpha Sun so much hassle?
No. I she'll look at Delaney. I understand how this can be taken.
Okay.
Be that way?
Well,
It's unfortunate, but the other side of that is if I can't do this, then the MacNessa are known for having one of their bannermen who goes around and
are you their bannerman? Like, have you yourself sworn loyalty? Not your family, you. That's a very important question. Like, you legit, like, sworn in.
that's a good question, Torna. Would she be? Because I don't think I did that in character.
No, you haven't done it yet.
Yeah, okay. No, I haven't done that yet.
Well, okay. So here's the question. You eventually want to swear loyalty to them, right? Right? You know, all the bannerman oaths and all that?
Yes.
Is that something you genuinely want to do?
Genuinely, yes. I know that's something.
Is that something you genuinely want to do, Shane? Oh, my internet. What the fucking shit.
Yes, it is, Delaney. Why do you ask?
Here's the intermission song.
Come back.
Ta-da! You are.
Come
I
back,
can hear you.
All right. Yeah. Internet had a bit of a
Hello.
malfunction. She'll say you want to do.
Yes. Yes, it is.
All right. So I agree that, you know, moving on and all that and doing that sort of stuff is a good idea. You know, got to prove yourself capable, you know. But have you done offense to the Macnessa name, like yourself, not just towards others? But like, have you done offense to it?
And Shayna, she'll take a moment to reflect on that.
Like, are they annoyed at you because of your actions? You know, that type of thing.
Daniel definitely is.
All right. Well, that's one. I imagine the others have taken notice. So here's the question, Shayna: how do you fix that? Or do you? Here's another thing. Do you care enough about that to? Do you care enough about Daniel to just, or do you want to jump ahead of him?
What do you mean?
Well, here's the question: is Daniel Macnessa the one you should be appeasing?
You're suggesting I might need to go beyond him to his uncle, his father?
His uncle, his father, sister. You know, maybe you should. You know, the same. Look, I mean, look at Daniel Macnessa. Look who he is. Sits there quiet up on his towers, doesn't communicate to anybody.
She nods.
Is that what you expect? That what you expect from a rise son?
No, it isn't.
Well then, I mean, what should you do about it?
Don't look at Delaney. I should be working with him to help him be the kind of leader he needs to be.
I see.
But at this point, I don't believe he'd hear anything I have to say until I've proven myself capable.
Well, proving yourself. And do you think Daniel Macnessa is the leader you want?
It takes a moment to think about that. I think he is. Yes.
Yeah, so you had to
I've-
think about it.
I did.
That's what concerns me, you see.
Right now, I look at Delaney and say, right now, Daniel he's taking an enormous burden on himself. And I think he's doing it think he's doing it for the right reasons. But I don't think his methods are helping anybody. So, from my position, I see I have two options. I can try to get through to him and help him be the voice for this sept the same way his father was. A voice of
His father won.
Delaney. The whole time I've been here, I've heard him give one speech. I can guess what might be happening there. But it's very different from how I remember this place
It's
as a
very
child.
different from Silver Tara. That's
Well, yes, it is different from Silver Tara. I lived here when I was small. And of course, I grew up hearing about the Magnessa and their galliards constantly. To say the present situation doesn't live up to the stories of the past is accurate and a little disheartening. There's not a lot I can do about that. I'm largely by my own actions in a position where I have to prove myself capable. And I'm a Cleith. I don't think I'm going to be getting a meeting with the Rye anytime soon. But I can help Daniel. And if he's sitting quietly in the tower, then I need to be the one telling tales and bringing hope to people.
Sorry.
Um, all right. I think my signal's back properly now.
Yeah, we hear you fine.
Yeah, for some reason my firewall was blocking my internet. For some reason, it was being really stupid.
They'll do that sometimes.
I think everything's back to normal.
Yep, I can hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just being really weird. Norton was having a fucking shit at me. I missed a lot of that because I had to quickly go fix my fucking computer. But I got the gist of what you're saying.
Okay,
I
yeah.
got the gist of it. Like I genuinely got the gist of it. So, but here's the question that I want to ask you. Doesn't that make you a better Galliard than the man you're trying to swear to? If you're going around doing all these things and he's sitting off on his own.
Not if I get him to do it with me.
Do you think you can convince him?
I think so. And if I can't, then I may have to get someone else to help me.
And why is Daniel McNessa worth that much effort to you? Why not do it yourself?
I don't want to.
You don't want to do it yourself.
Let me. I'm. I'm not trying to do this for myself. Yes,
Okay.
I need to prove myself capable. And this can be one of the ways that I do that.
Well, all right. No, okay. Now I see where you're going. All right. She leans up against the wall and looks around. So what happens if somebody gets there before you?
Well, that would be
What
unfortunate.
happens if someone takes that from you? Would it? Like, how would you feel like? Because if I was you, I'd be pretty fucking pissed.
I would be.
Well, look around. I do know that little Maeve girl is often friends with Daniel.
She is.
Spends a lot of time with him from what I see. Chatting to him, getting to know him. What happens if she beats you to the punch? If you don't mind me asking, Shayna.
Man, Shayna goes quiet for a minute.
You go quiet for a minute, and Delaney will sit down beside you on one of the benches. That's what I thought. Are you jealous of Maeve? If you don't mind me asking, Shayna. This will be just between us. I don't like to spread gossip among the noble ladies. They get so fucking vindictive. Us common folk have to stick together, right? Smiling.
I'll be honest with you, Delaney. I don't know how to describe what I feel about her.
That's just avoiding the truth. Might as well say it. You feel better about yourself when you do say it.
Maybe the anger I feel with regard to her does come from jealousy.
Well, hypothetically, if that's where it comes from, how are you going to feel if she takes that moment for you to earn the redemption of the lion from you? And the thing you strive for. Because, your strategies are good. You got a good thing to do. And imagine she takes that from you by already getting Daniel back on his feet before you do. Right there. And he doesn't see you. He only sees her.
That would make me extremely angry.
Mm. So the question is, Shayna, what are you going to do about it? Because going to Daniel's not a bad idea, and earning your way in. But you do realize she is going to be a problem, for you to get there.
She is.
And she's in your pack, right?
She
If
is.
the gossips are right, which means she's in your head. She could be listening in right now, Shayna. Right? Hypothetically.
Hypothetically, she could be.
That doesn't concern you.
Well, it does now.
Yeah. So what are you going to do about it?
Well, I have to work on Daniel and try making friends with Fiona too.
Which Fiona?
Magnessa. Lady
Oh,
Magnessa.
you mean... Oh, Shayna. I see her, Maeve and Angela skipping together all the time. Passing little notes to each other.
I got the feeling they were friends.
Well, I
they
know
were that
about Maeve
close.
and Angela. Oh, you didn't know about Maeve and Angela?
I think Maeve and Angela is probably one of the less secret things to know.
Mm.
Last time I saw them both in the fire hall together, they were fairly
What's more the point?
attached at the hip.
What's more the point? I do know of a certain person Fiona MacNessa is seeing. But then again, the thing is, you want to get in with them. People are already sliding in, Shayna, so what are you going to do about it?
Who else is sliding in? I'm curious now. Just between us.
I couldn't. And what would you do with that information? You see, you've presented me with nothing that means that you'll use it. So far, you've avoided the subject every time I've brought up anything. I gave you a bone, and so far you haven't done anything. So what's me trading the secret with you when you don't even value the secret I've given you?
Okay. Something flew over my head with that. And with regard to what the secret is.
Mm-hmm. She dropped you a secret that someone is sliding in Fiona aside from
Oh.
Maeve. That's the secret. What
Okay.
about? Yeah, she slid in one. She didn't tell you who, but she slid in the fact that there is somebody else.
Okay.
And I can tell you now how I know about that is how Tristan MacNessa might know about it. But I guarantee you, at least he and I are probably one of the very few who do know the full extent of the detail.
Fascinating.
Oh, aye, but you see, Shayna, what are you going to do with it? That's my question. Because so far you presented noble ideals and, they'll work. But I've presented you with a theory and you've just buried your head in the sand and let them walk all over you.
So, you think
I think if you want more secrets from me, you'll have to prove you're capable of getting secrets of your own without Maeve and the others finding out. I think if you want to get ahead to the MacNessa, I could get you there. But what will you do for me in return? That's the question, Shayna.
well, let's make a deal then.
You lean over. What deal are you willing to offer me?
Well, I'll offer you this. My brother Patrick can do this up with me. He's Ken. And he seems to be doing a fair bit better here than I am.
Mm-hmm.
At least in terms of reputation.
Mm-hmm.
I think a friendship between the two of you could be very beneficial.
A friendship between the two of me and your brother.
Mm-hmm.
And what will that gain me?
Well,
And more importantly, Shayna, that's not a secret. And honey, my little. And Shayna, this is weird to see this change in Delaney.
mm-hmm.
She has this lovely little traveler accent. She still has it, but the tone. She brushes aside the lock of her hair. You need me more than I need you at this rate. So, what are you willing to do for me to get you up the ladder?
Well, what do you want?
What do I want?
Mm-hmm. Is it
Secrets.
secrets? Okay.
And more importantly, your ability to keep them. Because if I found out you've been fiddling tails, well, you'll never see me again. I don't deal with people who squeal the first bit of pressure.
I see.
If you want to play the game and get to the top of where you want to get to, well, you're going to need to be able to play the game, Miss Silver Tara. So what are you willing to do to get there?
Do you want a secret?
I want a secret to prove your ability. And then, well, as a reward, I will get you somewhere. And then you'll give me another secret. And as a reward, I'll get you there. And eventually, Shayna O'Cassidy, I'll get you to be swearing on the MacTag. I'll get you there. Easy enough. And then maybe you could do a favor for little old me.
Of course.
Of course. Well then, Shayna, come with me. Take you by the hand.
Just walk along with Delaney.
She leads you down the dark corridor. Da-da-da. She turns into one of the side rooms. Closes the door. This is an agreement. Break it, and the oath will be, or the cut we will do on your palms will be, permanently there. It's not some sort of magic. It's just an old traveler curse we have.
She'll nod.
Gia reaches into her jacket and cuts your palm. Stings a bit. Do you agree to be my secret keeper?
I agree to be your secret keeper.
Do you agree to tell me the secrets you keep?
I agree to tell you the secrets I keep, with one
And do
exception.
you? Oh, she stops. Oh, exceptions. Really? What's that?
I can't tell you any secret that might jeopardize the Magnessa.
Jeopardize the Magnessa? Is that what you think I'm doing? And you would make this exception now after you've already cut your palm?
Should look at Delaney.
But no matter. Just smile. It's a good thing you didn't finish your sentence. She winks. I have no interest in fucking over the Magnessa. I want to get you to the Magnessa. So when the Magnessa look to kinfolk who have done their part, well, who are you going to recommend, Shayna?
Well, you know, Delaney. She's a young lass of the traveling folk. Spends a lot of time on Sept.
And when you're sworn. That's the right answer. And when you're sworn to the Magnessa, you won't forget the promises I've made you swear, will you?
Oh, I won't, Delaney. I won't.
The third cut on your palm goes. She cut you 3 times in the palm, Shayna.
Yeah. It
Welcome
stings.
to the agreement.
Shayna. Looks at
Gia
her
reaches in, gets the blood, and just rubs one on your. Gia reaches in, puts the palm on her hand, the blood on her fingers, and puts one on your forehead, one on your cheek, or on your other cheek. And the last one. You don't tell a single soul about this arrangement.
I won't. I hadn't planned to. I definitely won't.
Good. Well, the first test. I've told you a secret. Seamus O'Callaghan. Oh no, sorry. She would not have said Seamus. Ignore that. Fiona Magnessa is seeing someone. Sliding in. I've heard reports that she meets them in the woods. Find out who that is. And bring it to me. I want to know who the Lady of Magnessa has been interested in her time. This is not to fuck her over. This is to test your capabilities. And after all, aren't you protecting Fiona? By keeping an eye on who's trying to slither in, aside from your pack.
Okay, I missed part of that.
She wants you to find out who's courting Fiona Magnessa.
All right. Okay.
And she'll reach over and touch Shayna's cheek. Because after all, don't you want to protect the lion, right?
I do. I will find that information out and bring it to you.
And keep my name out of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Remember. Good. Well then, unless we're going to fuck in this room, I think we should leave.
I think so too. But I do look forward to meeting you for tea later.
Well, after you.
And she'll head out of the room and down the corridor.
Delaney reaches into her necklace and reaches up and kisses the osprey on the end of the necklace that goes under the dress and walks out. Maeve!
Why do you have to hurt me? Right! Maeve! Oh, Maeve.
Maeve!
Doing your thing. It's fine. Whew. Yes, Maeve. Me. Mavelous.
Mavelous! Oh!
Oh, Jesus Christ. So, Maeve, me. Let's see. Came earlier by with Angela. Said hey to Fiona for a bit. You know, essentially, like, walked her there. Like a good and dutiful girlfriend. And, yeah, as you said, this place is kind of like, I mean, it would be the ultimate tourist trap. It's old and it's amazing, and we already know that Maeve loves that shit. So she has been indulging that love of the old building, of the weight it carries, of the old craftsmanship, and has ended up wandering. You know, she did, you know, apart from the other two, hit the bathroom, did her thing, and then just kind of meandered.
All right, where are you meandering to?
You know where I'm meandering to, sir. I just need to figure out the best way to get there. Oh Lord, there's already music. Oh, that's fine. So yes, Maeve is admittedly, you know, taking pauses, listening down the halls, and just kind of trying to avoid traffic.
Give me a perception alertness. You creep.
I mean, Jesus, that's not very nice. Make it sound so bad.
Yeah. Bam, 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 bam.
All right, Maeve. Please. All right. Oh, good job.
Oh, you can hear two people talking.
Oh.
Just, you know, down the corridor,
Like echoing down the hall, or like
echoing
kind
down
of more
the
muted
hall.
in a room.
Echoing down the hall. It sounds like they're standing at the doorway.
Oh. I mean, is it male voices, female voices?
Two male voices.
I mean, she'll linger a second just to try to identify the
With
owners of the
4
voices.
successes. That sounds. One of them is definitely the master challenges.
Oh, means I'm in the right area. Well, it means she's getting pretty close to where she wants to be, which means that she's just going to kind of take a glance around, see like what she's bypassed, and see if there's somewhere that she can just kind of scroll herself to wait for a while.
Give me that deck stealth.
Oh, Lord. This is not my strong point. All right, Maeve. May I invest in this?
Fuck it. I'll be nice this one time.
This one time? I will mark it.
One time.
Oh, Jesus, I actually did okay. Let me mark it on my sheet. Boop. So, yeah, with the willpower 4. And I
So
just.
you walk. Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
What were you trying to say?
Oh, so I was like, so I'm just gonna find a nice out of the way spot, out of line of sight of everything, and I'm just gonna.
So you crouch in. It's much like before. They pass down the corridor.
Oh,
You can hear them. You hear Tristan. Well, the difference would be. How do you know that somebody was in your office before? Oh, I know when somebody's in there. Someone was hiding. Really? And what makes you say that? Well, cupboard was disrupted. Files have been looked through. I would say whoever assassinated the young Shadowlord girl, they were definitely in here before they came in. Interesting. You've locked the door. Boy, I left a little something on the other side too. Nothing that a clever man won't be able to solve. I'm not a third, so I got Sulag just to toss up something. He was a bit flustered, so I don't know if he's done it yet. Sulag is incredibly busy, so I imagine not. You should go see him. Oh, I will, yeah. And he nods, and Maeve. There is that split second. He doesn't see you, but you swear, man.
holds her fucking breath, man.
His eye. Look, Daniel, Fiona, the Alpha, they all, and even their mom, they all have golden hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will emphasize, he does not. It is jet black.
I'm calm.
He's barely in the shadow, he is barely visible. You can barely see him, Maeve. That's how eerie it is, man. He is, and his voice is so quiet.
Oh, I'm so outclassed in this moment. Jesus.
There's like a step. What do you do?
Can I actually see or can I just hear?
You can see parts of him. That's the problem. He's hard to see, but you know he's walking back down the corridor, back the direction he came.
Is he headed straight towards me or like away?
No, he's moved past you back down the corridor. Marriott Master has gone ahead. He's moved back.
So he's going back that direction. Poop. Oh, I am
Mhm.
not good enough for this. Okay. I am gonna hold the fuck still for now, even though he is going in exactly the direction I don't want him to. Because, for one, I probably won't be able to hear him anymore if I move. And I want to see how far I can hear him going. And for two, movement means sound, and he is way better than this.
You want to get eerie?
Uh-huh.
Gonna get real eerie.
Mm-hmm.
Put that music on, and I want you to wait for my description.
All right, give me
Music's
a
there.
second. Let me swap the music. All right, I have it paused at the
So-
start. Do you want to hit play?
Begin. He will. Yes.
Mhm.
So he walks. You hear 1, 2, 3. Silence. Utter silence. It's as if he literally just vanished.
God, I don't love that. does that whole thing where she even like holds her breath and strains her ears, like, please. But I mean, I know what rank in auspice he is.
Well, he's gone, Maeve. You're like, where the fuck is he? But you genuinely can't see him. I'll give that to you for free. You turned the corridor, you heard step, 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 gone.
I suppose a good question is, has the bell for dinner even rung yet?
Yep. I was gonna say thematically, as you're leaning and straining, dong, dong. Now, I'm going to put a pin in you, Maeve, because you're deciding to stay there.
Yeah, for the moment. That is Oh,
Sean.
please go away. Hold on a second, he is coming back to his computer.
Sorry, I'm back.
All right, Sean. You're waiting for a bit. And the bell for dinner tolls, but that is when Fiona appears to collect you.
Yeah, cool.
So you walk down again. The darkened corridors look more like this. It's a bit eerie.
They didn't find her for a date.
And you're walking alongside Fiona. As you're chatting down the corridor, you'll be like, "This is the inner corridor. There is a lot of, the Master of Challenges, my uncle the Warder, even the True Catcher offices are here. A lot of the internal affairs of Sept are handled out of the way, so there's not too much ruckus."
Yeah, I understand. And Sean, however, knows what, like, at least part of what he's looking at. Because there, right over there, that was where it was.
Maeve, roll me an
His
alert
eyes are drawn to it.
while this is going on, of course. As Sean
Okay.
is kind of, staring over at a section where you follow the road corridor down, and that's where that's where the body was found, John. Exactly.
3.
You can hear Sean and Fiona.
Oh.
So you're going to hear this conversation.
Okay, cool.
Yes. It's this way. We have to go past the Master of Challenges office. So long as I think I'll be outside. I don't like to interrupt my uncle's meetings. As you can imagine, just look over at him with a smile.
I mean, if it's all the same to you, I don't like to interrupt your uncle's meetings either. So we got that in common. Like, he's trying to make a joke.
If you're
I know I'm the one
she
meeting
gives
him.
a
I'm just trying to
smile.
crack wise a little bit.
Is there any advice you need? Or would like?
Yes. And then he looks at her expectantly.
Well, ask me a question then, Sean. Let's start there, maybe.
I mean, is there a way I'm supposed to come into the room?
That's the easy part. Just knock on the door, wait to be answered. Usual.
All right. So, I mean, like, is there a series of behaviors he's expecting of me before he says what he wishes to say? I don't like what a normal person
Well,
would do.
do the bows, I do the bows naturally. Anything else other than what you expect from the norm? Like, genuinely smile at him.
No, I don't think so. I just didn't want to fall over within seconds of coming in. I nearly fell over when I did the bow for you, you know.
Okay.
You watched me. Nearly toppled.
I did. Anything else? She kind of just looks over like, okay, we've got bowing, we've got door knocking, we've got this.
Man, I know you ain't been in the room, but like, do you know what is generally supposed to happen with this guy? I ain't never really met him before, aside from one time.
My uncle is a very careful man. He likes to examine those who have presented themselves as capable, and he likes to judge their efforts, likes to assess them on what the response is by being called to him.
Oh, all right. All right, I got this, I think. Yeah, definitely. You're a very disarming person.
need
It's a very
any-
dangerous thing.
I could tell you any history.
I mean,
Me dangerous. She'll look over with a smile.
you kidding? You're like, you got at least 5 times my killing power. You say the right things, and a whole dozen people would show up. People are fucking stupid. They underestimate
Yes,
kinfolk.
but that would be true. But
I don't
Sean,
think you're gonna
my
do it to me,
interest
but I
is
respect you.
Preserving Guru life.
Yeah.
My interest is preserving Guru life, not for petty bullshit.
Well, all the same. Just you get where I was going with this, right?
Oh, of course. Don't worry.
Okay, good.
There's the door, Sean. There's the door. Sean.
Yeah, he just kind of
Smiley
rubs
got
his
him.
forehead like, I'm a dumbass. He will.
Good luck.
Oh, thanks. He will go and knock on the door.
Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah, we're in
You hear
full
this
like
very
I like
soft
the pizza mode.
enter.
Oh Jesus, that is softer than a baby kitten angel. He comes in
Mm-hmm.
to the lair of the deadliest baby kitten angel on earth. And
Yeah, there's like, the Macnessa line you see on the walls and all that. The room's very plain, deceptively plain, Sean. Deceptively
yeah,
plain.
yeah, he could be hiding all kinds of shit. He just has to pull the right book off the shelf. Sean is convinced of this, by the way. That is what he thinks.
Yes.
He thinks
Yes.
things like this about this castle. He thinks it's about things like this about the McTighe Castle. He inherently distrusts every castle he walks into, and he's in fucking Ireland. So
You close the door behind you. Maeve, you you hear it, see it. Fiona sits down outside and just takes out a book and begins to read.
oh, poor Maeve's player was taking up my place, making sure dinner didn't boil over while I did this.
Oh, but I'll get back to her anyway.
Okay.
But now, Sean, you are in a room with, let's be real, I imagine out of everybody on set, the warder is the scariest. Because you know fuck all about him.
Yeah, that's the scariest thing about him, really. Like, not to disrespect Nessa, he says to himself, he's trying to plead against doing offense to other scary people to
Mhm.
himself as he looks at him.
Oh, again, what takes you so off guard, Sean? He looks like a Macness. He has the eyes. They have a very distinctive iris. That kind of light blue. But he doesn't have the golden hair. It's raven colored.
Sean doesn't know anything about genetics. It's just scary hair.
He just leans back, tilting his head, watching you.
And Sean, having been given some hashtag pro tips, goes to about the center of the room, careful not to jostle any furniture. 1, out of politeness, and 2, he might hit a secret castle switch. He thinks
That's a
these
nice furniture.
things.
There's some nice
Yeah, nice
furniture though. No, it's like, oh,
Hey, wouldn't want to jostle it on principle, really. And he will. She said bow. Most Guru want him to show throat. Ooh, this is a time telltale
Whoa.
option. You know what? Fiona gave him the advice of the bow. She's been here much longer than he has. He'll go with the bow.
Yep. And you bow. You know, I'm not going to make you roll etiquette. I know you don't have it.
I actually do have 1 dot of etiquette.
Well, for Sean, you managed to pull off the bow.
Sweet.
There it is. There it is. And he leans back. Sean O'Houlihan.
Yes, right.
Or is it Houlihan? I never know what the American ones.
It's just Houlihan, but a lot of people go with O'Houlihan, so I just go with it. Right.
O'Houlihan is the Gaelic version of it, but the Americanized version often puts it as just merely the, straightforward one, yeah. I'm not trying to insult you. It's just you never know with the different names.
He nods from his bowie position, which looks so
Okay.
stupid.
You can rise.
He finally does.
Sit.
He didn't even. He was sitting from the outset. He just didn't know it until he met the warder.
Oh yeah, you turn and look over, and the chairs even have the little horse inlays carved on them as well. It's like, ooh, that's that's stylish.
That must have taken someone like a fucking day.
Yeah. Ooh, that's ooh my. Do you know what I mean?
That is a solid 16 hours of labor.
And your newest deed name, the Boar's Hammer.
Yes, why?
Very fitting.
Thank you, why?
He gives a nod. It's like this little smile, and he's not being menacing. It's just very fitting, Oh, hey.
Don't worry. All of that's in Sean's head. He doesn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
This kid's psyching himself
So,
out.
Sean Houlihan, Fostern Rune, born on 2 legs, under a full moon, son of Stag, Alpha of the Boar's Tusk.
Slow zoom in on Sean's face like he knows everything.
He knows everything about me. Born in Queens, New York, raised on the Sept of the Sentinel. Chose the Fianna. I was transferred here, or came here is more the appropriate term, correct?
Yes, why?
No, all right. Now, so Sean, I imagine you have gone over about at least 100 times in your head why I've called you here.
I try not to assume things.
It is all right to admit it. If I was in your position, I would assume many things.
Well, riot people tend to either end up in an office because they need to make a case. They did something good or they did something bad. So that's about 3 ways this could go, and I'm now trying to make a case. So that's 2 ways.
Do you think you've done something wrong to be brought here?
No. The warder gets to experience the flat mathematician's answer that is Sean. No.
And do you think I brought you here for praise?
I don't really know, right? Just been trying to do my job.
An honest answer. You see, Sean, every alpha that I'm meet that have risen themselves to the rank of foster, and after either coming from Kolb or new arrivals, I meet with them. I assess them, and if things sway a certain way, well, who knows what I might do. But I wanted to see the man who has so far been taking an aggressive initiative on my sept.
Sean, not
Wouldn't say the
slowly, like,
initiative
all
is-
right.
I wouldn't say the initiative is negative, but it's certainly attracted a lot of eyes, particularly your pack and their behavior. Very interesting dynamic you all have.
There's a part of Sean's mind that wonders why he can hear a cat but not see one. But
Alex jumps up and he's like, "Yes, Sean." No, he doesn't.
Mm.
Villain stroke
the
cat.
warder's just petting a cat.
Suddenly, actually, I was like, "Oh, jeez, oh no, oh jeez."
Jesus, castle cats. All right.
So, Sean, you have no noble birth and no discernible pure breeding that I can at least smell, which presents you, again, as a very neutral benefactor to the various families. I'll be correct in saying this, yes?
Well, I'm sworn to the Septwire.
Oh, of course. He gives that like handwave, like, bitch, please. You know what I mean? We all are sworn to the Sept and sworn to Stag and sworn to Gaia. But we all have people that we enjoy company with. Now, let's not cut the potatoes and tell me that they're feminized. Izzy stares at Sean, waiting to let that joke sink in. Like,
Here's
I
the
mean, looks at
thing.
you dead in the fucking eye. Do you know what I
Here's
mean?
the thing. Sean, like, obviously understands the joke, but is also white people scared of it. Like, if, for instance, you had a Jewish friend that constantly made Jew jokes in your presence and you didn't know what to do. That's what you're getting off, Sean, is he is white people afraid of the potato joke.
So, I was curious. I know I've seen you with the gleaming eye, which not a bad thing. I imagine you would have had some level of ties or interest in them, seeing as you did come from a Fenrir sept. Or, if I'm being perfectly honest, you did make such wonderful friends with the young von Premont girl. I think it's more that, right?
It's more that.
Knew it. So, I was curious, and I endorse, of course, a healthy relationship with those of the Gleaming Eye. Despite current rumors, my interest in the Sept is to remain a firm believer in that relationship. But that's politics aside. I was interested on which of the families you seem more comfortable with. You do seem to alternate between the three. Well, four. But I'm not saying this to be cruel. The McNamara's are not the power they were. That is brass tacks. That is not a vindictive stereotype of the aftermath of the Red Stag. I think we can both agree, correct?
Yes, right. It's numbers.
So, Maeve, I believe you're back.
She is still keeping what I started from becoming a disaster.
Beautiful. I will get to her near fail, but bear pass in a second.
I'm not going to say anything.
That's sweat. That's sweat.
Oh, that player sweat.
So, Sean, the question I would be interested in: the lion, the gavel, or the flame? Which do you feel comfortable around?
Why are you seeing how I am? I only make these things on an individual basis.
Oh, of course. I'm just curious what you would answer me with.
I mean, Christopher, Rory, Nessa, whole bunch of others, they all done right by me.
Mm-hmm.
I know what people say, but it's not like I hate Daniel.
Hmm. My nephew and you do seem to have the most interesting rivalry. No, I don't think you hate Daniel. Insecure about him, yes, but not hatred. Same way as he is uncomfortable by you. You both seem to have a very similar attitude towards each other. It's most amusing. Like two young bucks bucking at each other. All to protect the little Max Young girl, I suspect, in some form. And your own personal pride. That is a killer. Do you still believe in being a hero will get you to the places you want, Sean? And before Sean can answer that, Maeve,
Yeah. I'm scared.
you barely. All right, Maeve. There is that split second where Fiona looks up from her book, like squinting, looking around, Maeve, and you have to freeze as you're creeping over there. I'm gonna put it barely. You barely make it into that office. You don't even close the door all the way, but you're barely in there. You can hear Fiona like, "Hello." What do you do?
I'm going to go around to the place behind the door so that should she feel like the urge to like glance in, I will not be in a place that she is going to immediately see.
Give me another stealth roll.
Oh, why? This is
'Cause you
not my
barely passed this
Kool-Aid.
one.
Yeah, well, I didn't pass this one, so
Oh dear. Well, she is at a higher diff because you're behind the door.
admittedly, I'm standing there like an asshole behind a
She
door.
gets one. Yes, she gets the one success. She had a higher diff. She only gets the one, so she peeks her head in. And unfortunately, maybe you are standing behind the door.
I mean, I am. Unfortunately,
She's like,
I
she
mean,
doesn't look
just-
angry. If anything, she just looks confused. She's like, Maeve, what are you doing?
Give me a second. Apologies.
As Sean wobbles like an off-kilter table.
All right, Sean, do you have an answer for that?
Shit. What? I forget where. Oh, yeah.
Do you think being a hero still gets you the places you want to be?
Well, all I ever wanted was to do my job right.
Mm-hmm. Is that all you want now?
Yes.
Well, that is at least commendable. At least you're not lying about it. And it seems that you're very straightforward, at least. So, Sean Houlihan, what are you willing to do to keep that job from being available? What are you willing to do for me on this sept?
Why are you the water? You say go, I say where.
Not true. Very true. But, Sean, there has been a murder on my sept. How do you feel about that?
It's that's why I stopped drinking. Why? Well, I was at the whole celebration and whatnot, and I got pretty drunk, and couldn't help but think that maybe if I was on the top of my game, I would have seen something I didn't see. So I stopped drinking.
Do you think the drinking is the reason why you think it might have happened that you, in your mind, let the ball go?
Certainly didn't help.
Do you think you could have stopped it?
I'll never get to know that.
Very true. What are you prepared to do to, aside from not drinking, to make sure that your sept is never violated again?
Whatever I got, right? Young, idealistic obviously means it, though maybe he a little bit doesn't know what he's talking about.
What were your parents like?
They were just a couple of hardworking people. They knew right from wrong, taught us about it, looked after us.
What was the sept like?
Sentinel?
Hmm.
Well, I can only really account for half of it. I wasn't really welcome on the other half. But it was quiet, tense, except when it wasn't quiet at all. You went to bed at night knowing that there were things in the mountains that wanted to get you. You were going to get them first. And that there were people right across the line through the middle of Sept who also wanted to get you. You're going to keep an eye open to make sure that didn't happen. I always just kind of felt like we were waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Not again.
Never really talked to Wendigo. And talked to us neither. There'd have been a bad fight a couple years before I got there.
And now that you have a pack under your leadership,
Look after them. Make sure they stick right from wrong. Do their jobs. Keep them alive. Get the
I
mission
imagine,
done.
I imagine Kara's death weighs quite heavily.
I didn't like that she died, if that's what you're asking.
I imagine if you told me that you did, I'd be quite shocked. But in more terms, that I imagine her death weighs heavily on your actions towards your packmates.
Careful and McTide died doing what I taught them to do, which was to get in harm's way.
So you think now that hyper-protecting them will result in less death?
Realistically, no.
Then why do it?
Because when it happened, I wasn't quick enough, and every time I close my eyes, I'm not quick enough either.
So is that your pack's fault? Or is that your own bit that you cannot come to grips with, Sean O'Hula?
That one's on me, right?
Not. Well, at least you're self-aware. That's a good sign. And does it bother you that they question you on it? Or if they do?
It's just going to happen from time to time.
Hmm. Do you think you can keep that tentative hold on leadership, or do you think it will slip from your fingers?
The way I see it, I'll keep leading as long as they follow me.
And if they don't?
Then I wasn't good enough.
I see. You hold that as your personal opinion?
That's the truth.
The truth. That you weren't good enough. Leans back, nodding. But then what is good for one is bad for another, wouldn't you say? As an alpha, you have to balance every side to your own.
Yeah, that one looks like it stumped him a bit.
And you see, this is the key thing that most young alphas forget about. When the first death of the pack occurs, it is the most tentative time for some of you will keep your idealism, which is good and it's needed. The others will get a strong sense of reality, also needed. But each of you will never forget that moment when one of you died, and you'll look to yourselves, each other, different members of the Sept, to blame. Now, this is the key defining moment of any self-serving pack, because the next time somebody dies, wow, that's the most interesting part. Do they adapt and realize that death in the nation is an ever-present reality? Or do they crumble under the pressure of their own self-perceived inadequacies? Which do you think your pack is, Sean? Being honest with yourself and not assuming the blame is on you, but at you as a collective. Because an alpha is one cog, the beta is another, and each member is but one aspect. The alpha is the center, but is still just an aspect.
We'll hold, Raya.
That was a very quick answer. Are you speaking for them together, or for you?
I know my people, Raya. We'll hold.
Again, are you speaking for them or for you? Because you believe you're not good enough if they don't follow you, and now we'll hold. You see, this is what I'm wondering about you. I've heard good things, very good things. People are complimenting your abilities. This is not me tearing you down. This is me wondering. I hear all good things about your beta. Very good things, much like you, capable. I hear moderate good things about you, Theurge. Idealistic, stubborn, innocent. I've also heard some negative things about her attitude. I've heard terrible things about your Omega, or if she is even indeed your Omega. So it is a mixed bag. I have two capable guru. I have one journeyman who is at the middle point of the road, which again, as a Cleith, is not a bad place to be. And then I have one, well, I've heard stories, rumors, a lot of rumors. None of which I'll ask you because I know you'll deny them out of loyalty. Which again, that's not a bad thing, Sean Houlihan.
Yeah, like you can easily see all the stubbornness and loyalty and whatnot.
So, Sean, beneath that stubborn push, that bore drive, what would you do in my position? Seeing a clear, well, you have two highly capable guru that are pushing. I like it. I'm pleased. Truly, this is not me making fun of you. I'm pleased that you and Seamus are going on well. I have a middle, which I'm pleased by. And then I have the furthest. And it presents an interesting dichotomy.
Now I know you're going to try push to take me away from the dichotomies. Because we'll hold, right? But that's the key point. What are you going to do about the dichotomy, Sean? Apart from holding.
I just gotta pull her up is all.
You just got to pull up. And what does that mean?
I didn't start perfect neither. I'm not perfect anyway. But folks took time.
Is that what you think?
That's what I believe, right?
So you think that if people will just learn to accept, that will fix it?
I said I gotta pull them up.
And how will you do that?
Still figuring that out, right? It's my first time. But I
a
swore I'd
cute
do it,
answer.
so I'm doing it.
Sean Houlihan. You're not answering my question. You're giving me propaganda. I like propaganda. Outside. How are you going to, as you say yourself, pull them up? What's your goal for your pack? What do you want?
Serve the sept, right?
Of course, Sean. He leans forward and man, he's even scared of Albert with that lean. Another propaganda answer. Again, I serve the sept in my role, you serve the sept in yours. We all serve. But you have a goal, correct?
Right, what a lot of people don't seem to understand with me is that's only the goal. That's it.
Well, then how are you fucking functional, Sean? If you're just having one goal of, I'm going to serve the sept. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm just going to serve. How are you
Sean looks a
functional?
little fucking like confused at that one.
Serving the sept requires different agendas, different tactics, different things. You can defend a wall, but if you stand there at the wall and watch the weather wither it down till it's nothing but a section of the wall, are you really serving? Now, if you apply mortar to the back of the wall and the wall holds, who served the sept more? The man who stood there serving or the man who reinforced it?
Sean looks like he gets the point, but is also in a rune.
Now, you can stare at me with that dumb open-mouthed stare, or you can actually think. Which is it going to be, Houlihan? Because you're a good Orun. You kill. You serve the sept. Again. But you're a alpha. So, you're a Fostern. You've demonstrated to me and to the sept you'll serve. Now, what are you going to do to serve the pack that serves the sept? Aside from standing there serving, as we've seen. Because, that's a good answer for a Cleath. But you're not a Cleath anymore.
Yeah, like there's a moment where Sean like is always trying to think of a good way to say this, and then just goes full Bill O'Reilly. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Shayna needs to stop saying stupid shit. In fact, I'd actually prefer it if Shayna stopped fucking talking to people in general, focused on her combat abilities, especially the ones attributable to Galliards, and helped us smash fucking objectives. Because that's what my pack does. Even Maeve does it. Maeve got from fucking being able to barely lift 50 pounds to being able to fucking bench press 250. She wields a fucking spear, which takes a hell of a lot of work, and she does her job. I get that she's got attitude problems, but she's got fucking heart, and she's learning how to curb her mouth. I don't even need to help her with that. She's a smart girl. As for Shayna, if I can make her into a fucking line smasher, I'll consider it a success because that is what my pack does. We go out, we figure out the best way to kill the enemy, and we do it. Time and again.
So it's just Shayna that's the problem, not the attitude. You're just the one. No, I agree. Shayna's the problem. Oh, totally. But Maeve does present an interesting viewpoint. This is a traditional sept, after all. War sept. You know yourself, and your beta does. How can you bring both of them to make sure that they smash that line, as you say, without compromising Maeve's good work? Because she's doing good work. And bringing Shayna up to scratch. That's the dichotomy now that you're in. Keep the momentum, bring the momentum.
Yeah, and for as much as that was powered by Sean just kind of being mad, because let's face it, he's probably pretty frustrated at this point. Would have been pushing him a little bit.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing with
Fucking-
John. He's so calm. He listened to all your tirade and then just take, turn,
Fucking-
twist.
Yeah, turn, twist, fucking submarine jab, more like. And that's a compliment, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard to do a submarine jab, trust me. I haven't found that answer yet.
Wow. Now that was good. It shows that you're thinking, and I'm, not. But this is the problem. This is the thing. This is what you need to think about. This is being a Fostern. Because if you push Maeve and, wrangle it, you push Shayna, but then you ignore the attitude that Maeve displays. 90% chance you'll backslide. And then you're left back in the same hole. Tick, 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 tick. And I know how infuriating that is for a Ragabash. I can only imagine what that's like for a full moon, right?
Yes, sir.
So, you need to... Now, I know you don't fully get the Fianna life, because how could you? You're born and you were born, raised in Sentinel. But you get the ideal. Written all over your face. And you have a beta that's from a fanatical point. Even more fanatical than the fucking capital. That's just between you and me. I think maybe instead of approaching it all on your own, I think you need to bring a combined unit. You two are succeeding. Why? You're a good Arun and you kill shit is not an answer, by the way. Because I already know you're a good Arun. I already know Seamus is a good Ragabash. Hell, Nessa's report to me alone that I've only gotten about 15 minutes ago indicates that he's a good Ragabash. But why are you both... Well, you got Fostering and he's more or less getting it. Why?
So, Tony, I want to take you back in time.
Mm-hmm.
to when the Twin Blade, who's a cool dude, by the way, made a point, or was trying to make one, and Sean's response was down to when he was talking about pushing his guts back in and like nearly dying saving Runa. I just didn't want to fucking quit. Now I want you to imagine this person trying to find an answer. It's a lot like a blind person in a bumper panel room. The warder can literally hear the thunking in his frontal lobes.
And he just watches. It's very feline, his movements. He just leans forward and watches. It's because, Sean, you and Seamus display a very similar quality. Tenacity and stubbornness. Powerful tools that even to the ignorant and unaware, it's very difficult to ignore. And when you're climbing the ranks, having the right tenacity and the right just amount of stubbornness of the ideal that you're trying to follow gets you places. It gets you involved. It gets you to think. You're not blind. You're practical. And you're not stupid. You're just stubborn. You wouldn't have been alpha if you're stupid. You wouldn't have held it if you were stupid. I don't need to confirm you that I'm right. I think we both know that. Now, Sean. The question is, how can you apply that, what you're showing me now, to those two without compromising them? Because you want Maeve to succeed, I know you do. But you don't want her to change. You want her to keep being that little sweet Maeve MacFionn, right? But you want her to do her job. Most important of all.
Yeah, the warder has in fact nailed down that he doesn't want to fuck her up, but he wants her to do her fucking job.
Now here's the balance. Because to do her job, Sean, she has to have an element of change. She can't go around, say for example, you know, we all saw what she did with Tarv. Do you know what would have happened had he thralled?
Two dead.
More, maybe, if you're lucky. And all because she wanted the bucket system. No, she's not doing it deliberately. If she was inciting anarchy, I would have had her black bagged and tagged. No. She wasn't taught properly. Hence why I allowed her to be with you. I read your profile and I figured there's a stubborn man who can teach a MacFionn how to be a MacFionn. So Sean, how do you teach a young girl who has no idea how to be like you or Seamus. And she never will be like you or Seamus fully. Keep that in mind. You do something far more delicate. You don't take her hope away, you apply it to her action. You make her believe that everything she does, from the seeing the people, the traditions, the methods, the spearing, the training, all those people, the dead, the things that she cries over, they're watching, they're holding. You put her to work. And for Shayna, talking for a Galahad is something she's going to have to do. But teaching her how to be something more than just a blabbermouth. My nephew remains silent, yet you've seen him on a battlefield. He is as loud as a thunderstorm. Despite your differences, you can at least acknowledge each other's battle capabilities, much like he does yours. I believe he was the one who first gave you a deed name other than Fiona. So turn her into something that is silent, but when it comes to the battle, is an inferno. Take what is best about them and enhance it. You and Seamus, be their brothers, be their people for them. They're going to look to you, Sean. And you might not always have the answer. Tell them that. Tell them to go to Stag. Tell them to go to things. Don't be afraid of them learning the tradition around them. Don't let them see that you're afraid of it. Isn't that not being a Fianna? Guiding, not controlling. You're not a Fenrir, Sean, and you never were. Not cut out for it. It's alright, I wasn't cut out for it either. Personally, I find it kind of tried. But I was in a position not dissimilar to yours, being a bastard. And now look at me. Order. You choose who you want to be in life, Sean, and if you want to be the person that brings these two together, guide them. Don't just rely on your brute strength. Think you could do that, big man?
Sean's a very stubborn person, so yes, Roy.
Or do you think that what you previously thought might be the better option?
Nora.
Good. Good. I'm gonna give you one final piece of advice, if you'll let me.
Sean treats that last part as rhetorical.
This is a personal question. Rank aside. Only if you want it.
Sure.
Stop being afraid of what you crave on the inside. It's holding you back. Nobody cares about what you love. Not the way you think. Especially not in the tribe that devotes so much to chasing the passions of life. If anything, you'll be celebrated for being brave.
There are so many different levels of panic because that was a very broad series of fucking
Yep.
statements
Yup.
that get hit on like 20 different things.
Yep. That's the beauty of it.
Oh yeah, like if Sean had a HUD, there'd be all kinds of red text going on. I can't even imagine.
So that is my advice to you, Sean Houlihan.
Yes, right.
And by the way, the bastard bit was true. I don't lie about that.
Sean turns a little pale, having been burdened with this knowledge.
It's common knowledge, don't worry. I don't care who knows. Besides, I want them to know. It means I'm better than them. They get to look at that every day. And know that my stubborn ass got here and they didn't.
He doesn't look like he can fight that. You said a series of things that were true.
Just remember, Sean, being stubborn has its advantages. Just remember to keep the balance and you'll do fine. However difficult the rest is.
Yes, right.
I imagine you have more duties to attend to, but thank you for the talk.
Of course, right. And he stands up awkwardly from this very nice chair that he does not want to scuff.
And Sean,
Turns right back around.
I will not ask you to go easy on Daniel. That would be something uncharacteristic to a man raised among the Get. But you two have something very similar. And you're both Fosterns now, not Cleats.
Well,
Could be a good way to bring both into the fold. And I'm not talking about Daniel, I'm talking about your girls.
Daniel made me want to be a better guru if only to beat him, and I have a feeling that's mutual.
Well, maybe the attitude shouldn't be about beating each other into the ground anymore. I think we do that to enough already.
Sean just nods like I'm not going to say it out loud. You can't make me say it out loud.
You lean forward. Come on. Give me that one victory, Sean. Smiling.
Yes, Raya.
Thank you, Sean. He leans back with a smile on his face.
So petty. Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh. All right. Well, with literally all of his feelings hurt, Sean finally leaves
So
this
before
room.
while this conversation of feeling hurt and confused and rude.
There were
and
108 feelings in the body, and he broke all of them.
well, and sassy hurt Ragabash. Maeve.
Mhm.
You know, you appear around the corner and fucking Fiona's like, Maeve? With the most genuine, like, okay, fuck.
I mean, to be fair, she probably looks a little surprised herself because shit. Not straight panic, just like, oh, you ruined my plan here by looking behind the fuck. So yeah, there's just kind of the startled glance. Oh, Fiona. Sean
Yeah.
said he was meeting the order, so I figured I'd come wait, but they haven't shown up.
They're in the meeting now. You came to wait in the Master of Challenges office? Like, the fucking eyebrow raised about a mile up.
Please tell me there's not like a giant plaque on the door that literally labels it.
No.
She will do a glance around the room.
Yo, you better roll that fucking subterfuge. You have a lot of bennies for this.
At
pure
least
breed 5.
this one I have a
You have a
pool.
lot of peanut butter.
I've got a lot of peanut butter.
Roll that shit.
Taking
I am
my
putting-
notable
I
heritage,
am-
I don't give a shit because my subterfuge is one.
I roll your fucking peanut butter. I am giving her a -1 diff because this is a dodgy lie.
I mean, if you've never been here, I felt like it was a very
That
possible
just-
lie.
Just
If
oh
only.
my god.
Yeah. See what happens.
You know what?
Yeah.
To lean over. Maeve, what's going on? She says it in a gentle way. She's not angry. Fiona's your buddy. If anything, she looks concerned because she obviously is like, oh shit, maybe Maeve is, she immediately assumes something's happening, something's wrong, She doesn't think you're up to something like sneaky. She actually thinks maybe something's after happening.
I'm not gonna lie, I am blanking so hard right now that honestly, she probably especially because Fiona isn't sus
No,
and mad. She's she kind of
Worried,
does
yeah.
the play with her hands thing and does kind of glance around the room again. You're right. I'm bad at this.
I can give you that for free. I'm going to give you it free. I checked your empathy. Fiona genuinely thinks something's after happening, and you're upset, and something's going on. That's her first conclusion. You know what I mean?
You know what? Out of curiosity, because I could probably totally use it, but I haven't had that blue book long enough for you to respond to it. Has Eve been responding positively at all to Maeve, just trying to make nice?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I would say it's the very fake polite, if you get what I'm saying. But she's not being outright hostile towards you. You know what I mean? It's being like, oh hi mate, that type of shit.
It's been so blatantly fake.
Yeah, mean
Aw.
girl shit. But she wouldn't be super May could genuinely be upset by that though, because it's you know what I mean?
I mean, she's
Like,
genuinely frustrated by it, and honestly,
Mhm.
it's something that Fiona will sympathize on too. On top of
Well,
it, so
Mavelous, say what you're going to say, and I
Okay.
will determine the difficulty of your role.
I just been frustrated, and I kind of started wandering down the halls, just looking at things, and just kind of followed it and heard voices and ducked in here. I didn't want anyone to think I was being weird.
What were you frustrated with?
So, I had this idea, and it's kind of falling apart, but I had really wanted to, been hoping even try to get you, Angela, and I figured if I could get a member of each family to just sit and have tea and talk and take a minute with all this stuff happening to realize that the political banter doesn't, the jabbing, it doesn't help the sept, and it doesn't help the kin. And at first I was kind of at a loss because I'd only met Oshin, and now Eve is here. I was like, perfect. And I've tried just not even going over the top or being dishonest. I've just been trying to make friends, you know? And
All right, Mavelis.
mhm.
Hit me with charisma expression plus your peanut butter.
Ironically,
I'll
this
put
is
this
all
at
true.
a diff. I'll put this at a diff 5 because Fiona is your buddy.
Here's all the successes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. You know, Maeve, do you cry? Do you do it?
Honestly, between the stress of getting caught and the fact that this is actually something she wanted to do and it's actually falling apart, I mean, yeah, she probably gets all watery-eyed.
No. Fiona, immediately seeing you start to bubble up, she quickly closes the door, gets the tissue, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Maeve accepts the hanky. It realizes in this moment that she's actually this upset about it, which is kind of a personal revelation.
Unfortunately, Maeve, that is the way that some of the noble families are. They can be vindictive and spiteful.
I thought it would mean a lot to anyone to see children from all the families getting along.
It's not a bad idea. It's just a very innocent one.
Yeah. Well, at this
Well,
point, my options are invite Oshin. It's just
Sheen is still in my time.
he is. I just didn't know if he wanted to have tea with a bunch of girls.
It would be a grave insult to you. It looks off like, oh no. Oh my.
She kind of cracks a little bit of a grin, like, "Oh my god, did you just kind of?" Not ideal, really. But
Who says you need to eat all of Eve's approval?
I
Who
suppose
the fuck is Eve?
I mean,
No, seriously, who the fuck is Eve McTighe?
remind me, did she come from, was it Tri-Spiral or Tara?
Try it.
Tri-Spiral. Honestly, I don't know, besides a McTighe that seems to have a lot of clout and a lot of influence that came from Tri-Spiral. I guess that's really not the goal, is it?
Maeve, you're missing the point. Oshin has been here all his life. Who cares what a bitch from Tri-Spiral thinks? This is not Her sept.
This is just like that moment of like, oh god, you're right, and I wasn't ready for how right. Just looks a little stunned with the. I mean, let's face it, barebone facts.
Besides, she leans in. We both have better breeding than she does. And she knows it.
Why does she have to be
Give
so
him-
nasty?
It's because she's insecure, Maeve.
Feel bad for Noah's sister. Like, dries the eyes the rest of the way. Like, "Ugh."
I'll refrain from any catty comments. Fiona just looks off like Fiona's like, I don't give a fuck about all of you. Do you know what I mean? Fiona has that look like y'all bitches can fucking suck my fucking MacNessa dick.
Oh my god.
I'll put it like this, Maeve. Keep in mind this about the magpies in the future when they get all finicky. Not the ones here. Oisin is still a friend of mine, and Rory MacTaig is an incredibly honourable man, and Cathal MacTaig is a very brave man. But keep this in mind of some of the other MacTaigs. Particularly when it comes to yours and my family. You don't see a MacTaig being rise of the sept now, do you?
The eyebrows just pop that little bit, just like, oh.
Whew!
The tea is hot. Oh,
Whew! Whew!
no.
Sean
Why?
and Tristan in the room turn and look around like, man, did it get like 500 like looks around really confused?
Did we just hit 0 degrees? Suddenly
That was
ice
the
cold in
cat.
here.
That was the cat all along.
Just wow.
You know what?
That you're not wrong.
I don't
but-
like people. I don't like people who are mean to my friends. So unfortunately, I'm not Angela, so I can't walk up and punch her in the face and think I can get away with it. I probably could, but that would be unladylike, and I am nothing short of a lady.
You're right on every part of that.
If anyone could punch Eve in the face and get away with it, it would be Fiona MacNessa.
Well, that's the thing. It's like it would be me, and I could, but it wouldn't be ladylike. And I'm a fucking lady, and I'm just like every little addition to this is just more true.
So Maeve MacFionn. Stop worrying about it. Stop worrying and do what you think is right. Now, I'm going to go outside and make sure that Sean doesn't have a conniption fit and keep to my post. Take 5 minutes and then be gone by the time my uncle comes out of this room. Do you understand?
It's a quick nod. Okay.
All right. And don't break anything. She kind of just opens the door and gives you that little smile of, I trust you.
To not break anything.
No, it's more like that little friendly smile that Fiona when he says, like, let me get it. It's going to make your sneaky heart shatter to 1,000 pieces.
Yeah, because you just got 5 free minutes, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god.
You
There you
did.
go. You get to look at that little happy smile
And betrayed.
and betray it the second she closes the door.
The literal second. You're
Betrayal?
on
She said
timer.
don't break anything. It's fine.
Betrayal. No, she closed the door. Begin your betrayal.
Meanwhile,
Why you gotta say
Sean
it like that?
comes out and he's
I'm
held
only
his shit
teasing.
together for as long as it took him to get out of the room. but then all the Arun frustration comes bubbling to the front of his fucking head, and he just strikes off in a direction with confidence,
Shannon's like, oh, that
forcing
was.
Fiona to catch his ass.
Shannon's like, do you need me to show you the way out?
Sean slowly lurches back around. What?
The way out. Do you need me to show you the way out?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes, this place is
Come
like
on.
an Escher print.
Come on. She like leads him around the corner. Yeah, again, Sean. She's so fucking relaxing, man.
She's a good person. He's just super forward about everything.
She will lead Sean out of the Macnessa maze while Maeve does her sneak.
Yeah, Maeve will do the soft steps over to the book and just quickly, first flip through to try to figure out where the fuck record is even kept.
Investigation times.
Oh, gotta
Yeah,
find two
5.
things, and I don't have a lot of time to do it.
All
All right, am I doing like perception, wits? What am I?
perception investigation to start off with?
Oh boy. Regretting putting that last dot into medicine. Oh,
Yeah,
got a
for sure.
10.
All right, you start looking through. You find, eventually you find the little like the print drawers that are like, oh shit, records.
That are what?
Like there are drawers, there are this records of challenge, and then you look over to the long bookshelf, and it says records.
Oh, yoink! Because I gotta get my payoff first, otherwise Gwei here will never deal with me again.
Ever.
Oh, so yeah, flipping through trying to find Tarv. Who
Torv.
the quickest flicking.
I mean, hopefully it's alphabetized.
It is, but it's investigation because you're moving with speed and not doing the alphabetized.
Fuck the
So I
alphabet.
imagine Maeve just flick, 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 flick,
Dude,
flick,
as
flick,
soon
where
as
the
she
fuck is
sees a
Tarv?
pattern, she's just gonna flip through hoping.
Wits investigation.
Okay.
Wits.
Oh, thank God.
Oh yeah, you find Torv. It's at the very back, which is and it literally says Metas.
Jesus.
Thanks, you fucking dick.
It's a Fiat.
He is also what he's. I don't know if he was born on Sept, but if so, he would be the only one of the three that was. So
He was born on Sept.
he was born on Sept.
Yes. Tarv was born on Sept and first changed and was brought. First changed out. He used to live outside of Sept in one of the glens. And then he first changed and then they brought him back to Sept.
All right. So the parentage.
Hold on to your hats, buckaroos. The parentage was unnamed McCarthy. And it says that just McCarthy, no name. Unnamed.
Ooh.
And yes. And unnamed. Where are they? An unnamed McGowan. Unnamed McCarthy, unnamed McGowan. Unnamed. They have been stricken from the record book.
So, whew.
You can imagine what happened.
Well, they don't exist anymore.
Like, you can imagine there's probably death records of them. But in terms of, like, you know what I'm saying? Carricks don't exactly live long in La Fianna. You know what I mean?
No. Ugh.
But you find unnamed. You're going to have to find, if you want names of them, Gonna have to look for the death records, Maeve.
She'll be glancing along the titles because, I mean, she's fucking trying, man. Is there clearly...
I will give you. You got 4 successes, so I will give you a big hint. His mother was an Aaron. His father was, and Maeve, this is the big point, Philo. And it has the arrest record. The father turned them in. Mother died in Mesbirth.
Mm-hmm.
Father arrived on set with Tarv, turning himself in. The true catcher at the time, Maeve. Guess who was the true catcher at the time?
Oh
It was a
no.
little bitty baby.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh!
Guess who it is? Come on, Maeve. Look who it. Look.
Oh,
Who is the true?
Jesus.
Hold on, I've got something for this.
This is beautiful to listen to.
Before Cahal?
I've got
Yes.
something for this. You just have to trust me.
Oh, Jesus.
Who got true catcher after a certain somebody?
Oh, come on. YouTube just needs to load. Why won't you load YouTube?
There's even a fucking statement, Maeve. A fucking statement.
What? Okay, what is it?
Oh, you gonna read it?
I mean, if I'm already on the page, I might as fucking well.
Well, there's a report statement from the true catcher, Maeve.
She'll glance at it in case it has the names and they didn't strike it out where they did in the records.
Oh yeah, you flip the page, and there's a statement from the true catcher. Oh, fancy writing. It's like, oh, it's fancy.
It is fancy.
Yeah, exactly, Bob. It just appears on screen.
What? Let me look at this. What are you doing to me?
The culprits were turned himself in. The traitor's mother died, as all good Kerks do. We found her body ripped apart in the log cabin of the forest she burned for the sin. I once trusted this man to be my second in command, however, he committed a vile sin. The baby I thought about crushing into my fist, but Gaia has other machinations for those of sinful lives to atone. So I let it live. That is a far greater punishment and a cleansing of my soul. For record, they will be stricken from the name, but I will not stricken them from the heart of their disease. The names were Vanessa McCarthy and Jeremy McGowan. May they be forever burned for their heretical needs and be judged as such. Signed, Colin McNamara, deed name The Red Stag.
Wow. What is wrong with you? Fucking anarchy in this shit. God damn.
The best part is there's an addendum note, True Catcher, followed up following the Red Stag Rebellion. Tarv deserves to live. Signed. Fucking the current True Catcher.
Yep, she's just gonna close that and put it so carefully right exactly
But
back where it
That's the
was.
best. That's the best part. Cathal MacTighe deliberately went and just override. I checked up this. Yeah, Tar's fine.
I love that Cahal is like that perfect amount of just petty. Bless him.
Well, think about it. He probably had to review every decision the Red Stag ever made.
Yep. Okay. Okay. I got my payment. Now I just need to really quickly figure out
Which
where he was
investigation?
standing. Huh?
Red investigation. Wisdom investigation.
Oh. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You've got 2 minutes.
Fucking Migway here. Oh, thank God. 4 successes.
Well, Mavelus.
Damn it.
I scrambled so
Well-
hard to get these.
Oh, Mavelus.
Yes.
What do I?
You could. I'm admitting.
Sorry.
Mm. You are, looking around, and you look through one of the back drawers, and what you find placed in there very delicately, and what looks to be, and what's missing is 2 records detailing basically 2 records of the Macnessa line, the current Macnessa line, and the current. Actually, the 3 current lines of the noble families are missing, like records of them. It's like you can tell they're not missing per se, but they've been thrown around like somebody took important elements of the file and then put it back. But you also find with 4 fucking successes. Now there it is.
That's just been left there, huh?
Yep.
Oh, I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna pocket it.
Left in the file. That's the most important bit.
Which one?
The Macnessa.
Yeah, I don't know what it does, but I'm not leaving it there.
Just looks like an ordinary necklace so far.
Yeah, I'm gonna just carefully snatch that out, try to leave little to no evidence that I fucked with anything, and it's just gonna go in the swag. Maybe if it's a thing, that'll cut it off. I don't know.
How are you getting out of the room?
I mean, she will take a second just to listen and make sure she doesn't fuck it up because Fiona said she had 5 minutes.
You have a minute left.
Then, yeah. I mean, I assume there's only one door.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Stealth.
Oh no. I don't like it. I don't like anything. I don't like living. Sorry, I have to keep checking it because it's not something I roll often. I keep spacing. Oh, sweet Jesus, I got some successes.
All right, you make it out of there, and away you go. So, would you guys like to end the scene there as Maeve makes her escape after betraying her friends? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Sure.
Sure, buddy.
Yeah, it seems like a good place to end up.